Around 12:30 Friday afternoon, a deadly explosion occurred in the town of Lessor, resulting in this damage. The initial investigation shows a pressurized container had been punctured, prompting the explosion.
As soon as I got in the door, I heard a boom. I'm thinking, wow. Cows scattered, went out of the barn.
David Nowak was across the street when the explosion occurred.
So I came out the door, and I looked, and I couldn't. The building behind me was in the way, so I came around, and the debris just flying. Not a lot of flames, but a lot of smoke. But as you can see, it blew the walls right out of the building.
I can tell you that 4 people were with the building. 2 people are deceased at this time, and 2 were flown to Appleton Medical Center for their injuries for treatment.
Richard Wright is a detective with the Shawano County Sheriff's Department. The severity of the injuries to those flown by Appleton Medical Center is not known at this time. The garage where the explosion occurred also caused damage to another nearby building.
There's damage to all structure of the one building that had an explosion inside, and from the explosion entering the other building, there's damage to that where it will not be livable at this time.
Assistance came from multiple surrounding units.
Pulaski, Navarino, Bondwell, and 2 Flight for Life and Theta Star responded to transport the injured along with other area ambulances.
There's 2 helicopters here, 2 or 3 ambulances, probably about 8-9 fire trucks.
Detective Wright says the garage was used for car care, and ownership of it recently changed hands.
67-year-old Starkey Swenson's remains were recently found at High Cliff State Park. Fox 11's Monique Lopez spoke to Swenson's grandson exclusively at the location where his grandfather was ultimately found.
Hiking down a treacherous, slippery cliff, shoes wading and pushing through snow inches deep, all for Eric Tillman to get something out of seeing where his grandfather was found. It wasn't closure, though.
To me, it's an opening, a chance to grieve more deeply, more meaningfully, and to begin a real healing process. Closure, to me, is what's been happening for 38 years.
Tillman, Starkey Swenson's grandson, was only about 4.5 years old when he'd learned his grandfather would never be coming back home. His memories of Swenson, vague, but ones that matter most to a child.
Probably more sensory, maybe the way he smells. I do remember being in the basket of his bicycle as a child. I remember him swimming a lot in the lake. I have kind of images of that in my head.
Those memories, the void left by no longer having his grandfather and seeing the pain his mother and family endured, along with the unknown for nearly 4 decades, also served as a driving force in bringing Swenson home.
There was no question in my mind we were going to see it through.
UWO professor of anthropology Jordan Karsten and his class decided to try to locate Swenson's body in Omro this past April. Even living close to 2 hours away, Tillman was there almost every single day. John Andrews of Chilton was convicted of Swenson's murder, but a body had never been found. That is, until the night of September 28th, when 2 hikers came across human remains.
To have this happen is just unbelievable. And so we hung on to that feeling, and I decided that wasn't something I was going to let go of.
The Calumet County District Attorney's Office is currently looking at the case to determine if additional charges should be brought forth.
I think we would like that, of course, but I think there are realities as well as what sort of commitment would take from us to go through this again.